Halsey is one of the most recent Tumblr core artists to break mainstream media. Her career is on a high note right now, achieving hit after hit. However, she's still one of the most disliked out of her contemporaries, such as Troye Sivan, Lana Del Rey, Lorde, Billie Eilish, etc. The jaw-jerking pretentious singer has embarrassed herself time after time, and today we're going to take a look at why Halsey is one of the most disliked of her caliber.
I thought that she could really be the one this time, but I never got the chance to make her mine because she fell in love a little thin one.
Halsey's music centers around her persona. She often talks about love, lust, heartbreak, and drug usage. But to many, as myself, it comes across as disingenuous. For instance, her song New Americana is a failed generational anthem, where she talks about being high on legal marijuana and the sort of revolution for the progressive age. It is the epitome of inauthenticity and try hard. Then you also have a song like Bad at Love where she screams how she's bad at love for 3 whole minutes, and it still managed to crack the top 10 somehow. Her song Colors, which is a complete ripoff of Taylor Swift's Red with an electro beat. Now or Never, which is a Rihanna mimic. Her album title Hopeless Fountain Kingdom literally sounds like it was pulled out of a Tumblr auto-generator or something. Halsey often seems to think that her music is groundbreaking and revolutionary, but in fact, it's rather simplistic. She's not the second coming of Nirvana or Amy Winehouse, where she says she would like to immortalize herself similar as Amy did, but that won't happen. She's a now artist and will be forgotten in a few years. She's not very polarizing or interesting, at least musically. She acts like her music is changing the world and she's the leader of some type of uprising.
Been on that through the weekend, saying that I love him, but I know I'm gonna leave him. You say that you're no.
Halsey's public persona is mostly classified as fake deep and very pretentious, for many reasons, but arguably her most significant reason is her hatred of being a pop star. In one of her most infamous interviews, she details what she perceives to be double standards and how she doesn't like to be classified as a pop star, and compares herself to Kendrick Lamar. She compares her singing to Kendrick Lamar rapping a verse, and claims Kendrick can do pop collabs and not be considered a pop artist, which is so idiotic to even compare Kendrick Lamar to pop. He's a true hip-hop artist, and to even try to categorize him as pop. Singing and rapping are very distinct, and every sane person knows that. She even tried to pull the woman card and stated the only reason she's classified as a pop singer is because she's a woman. And I'm just like, wow, Halsey, it must really suck to be a pop singer. It must really suck to sell millions of records all around the world and be on top of the charts consistently. To add to her ignorance, she stated that Lady Gaga had to wear a meat dress to not be considered a pop artist. And honestly, I don't even know what she was trying to get at or imply, because Lady Gaga, even though Lady Gaga is a very versatile woman when it comes to music, she has always openly embraced being a pop artist. She has huge pop hits and even has an album titled Art Pop, and will always be considered a pop artist. Halsey, you are not alternative, and I don't see what's so wrong with being a pop artist. She acts like she's so above pop or something. Alongside that, Halsey often panders to Tumblr a lot. Seeing that she arose from Tumblr, it should come as no surprise. And it seems as if she uses certain topics from that demographic as a leverage. From her politically correct agenda to her feminist agenda, everything about her comes across as fake. One of her most infamous interviews, she called out Iggy Azalea. Basically, if you don't know what happened around this time, Halsey collaborated with Quavo and received large amounts of backlash from her fans for collaborating with someone who has made homophobic remarks. Halsey backtracked and said she's never spoken a word to Quavo, which is so weird. Why would you put someone on your album and you haven't even spoken to them? Anyways, while being questioned about this in an interview, she tried to deflect from her predicament and decided to throw shots at Iggy, saying, "And there's a lot of people I wouldn't put on my record. Iggy Azalea? Absolutely not. She had a complete disregard for black culture. Fucking moron. I watched her career dissolve and it fascinated me." Wow, she must have felt really edgy while saying this. And she wants to talk about disrespect for black culture, but called Kendrick Lamar, who is a hip-hop artist, a quote, urban artist? That's disrespect within itself. This is not the 80s. We all know what urban is code for. We don't have to act stupid. She also seems to only mention and acknowledge her black side when it seems to benefit her or her image in some way. The same goes for her bisexuality and her minimal feud with Demi Lovato, where Halsey stated, People who write bisexual characters as going through a phase or struggling with something is part of some mental breakdown or rebellion storyline, and that sucks. Bisexuality as a taboo. Don't tell your mom, or we shouldn't do this, or this feels so wrong but it's so right. Which is so hypocritical because she has a song on her album Hopeless Fountain Kingdom titled Heaven in Hiding, where she literally talks about hiding same-sex love. Then she has another song with Lauren Reagy called Strangers and said in an interview, "It's not going to be me and Lauren half naked in the bed making out with each other," which is exactly what everybody fucking wants. Which is so ironic because one of her most known and her breakout song and music video is literally her half naked making out with a girl. That's a major contradiction. She's done the same thing with her Tribe Bi label, introducing herself to the world as being bisexual, bipolar, and biracial. Many people didn't like that, and she now claims she hates the label, but when she hadn't hit mainstream, she was throwing it around everywhere. She let people know. So it comes across as if she was just using it for publicity and to get her name out there. She just comes across as this pseudo deep, intellectual, edgy pander. Her music and image doesn't come across as authenticity. Her persona seems like it was slammed together to market to a very specific demographic. She only mentions certain things or exploits them when it comes to serve as a leverage to her career, and her extreme attempt at political correctness just showcases that, and it leaves many people, including myself, at distaste with her.